ሰላም ተማሪዎች እንዴት ናችሁ? እሸቱ ነኝ የ11ኛ ክፍል የሂሳብ መምህር ከሉሲ ብሪጅ አካዳሚ። ዛሬ የምንማረው የ11ኛ ክፍል ከሪሌሽን የሚቀጥለው ወይም ደግሞ it is a power function. Okay, we will see power functions. ከዛ በፊት ግን ልክ እንደ ሁልጊዜው የlucybridgeacademy.com በመግባት የተለያዩ ጥያቄዎችን ታገኛላችሁ፣ አጫጭር ኖቶችን ታገኛላችሁ፣ እንዲሁም ደግሞ 5 እና ከዛ በላይ የሆኑ ቋንቋዎችን መረዳት የሚችል የፐርሰናላይዝድ AI አሲስታንስ ፕላትፎርም ታገኛላችሁ። ስለዚህ አሁኑኑ ሰብስክራይብ አድርጋችሁ ጆይን አድርጉ። እንዲሁም ደግሞ ቴሌግራም ቻናላችንን ጆይን አድርጉ፣ የዩቲዩብ ቻናላችን ደግሞ ሰብስክራይብ አድርጉ። አመሰግናለሁ። ኦኬ family of power functions. Okay, family of power function. What do you mean by family of power function? What do you mean by a family of power function? ብዙ አይነት የፓወር ፋንክሽኖች አሉ። በጣም ብዙ አይነት የፓወር ፋንክሽኖች አሉ። ግን there many infinitely many power functions ግን በ10 ካቴጎራይዝ እናደርጋቸዋለን። ኮመን ፕሮፐርቲ ያላቸውን ኮመን ካራክተሪስቲክስ ያላቸውን ግሩፕ እያደረግን በ10 የተለያዩ የፓወር ፋንክሽን ግሩፖች እንመድባቸውና እነሱን ከዛሬ እስከ 6ኛው ፕሮፐርቲ ያሉትን ወይም ደግሞ ስድስቱን ኮንዲሽኖች እንመለከታለን። በሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ ደግሞ ቀሪዎቹን 4ቱን ግሩፖች እንመለከታለን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ what is a power function? Okay, what is a power function? What is a power function? A family of power functions is a group of function with common characteristics. Okay, family of groups በጣም ተመሳሳይ የጋራ የሆነ ኮመን ፕሮፐርቲ ያላቸውን ፋንክሽኖች አንድ ላይ በማድረግ ማለት ነው። a function of the form f of x which is equal to, look, this is f of x which is equal to ax the power of n. Okay, ax the power of n are called a power function where a is non-zero real number. Okay, ኮፊሸንቱ ነን ዚሮ ሪል ነምበር ነው። ምክንያቱም ሁልጊዜ ሊዲንግ ኮፊሸንት አይተናል ከዚህ በፊት። ኮፊሸንቱ ዲፈረንት ፍሮም ዚሮ መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ሶ the power function, the coefficient of the power function is denoted by a and a should be different from 0, but it can be any real number except 0, and n is any real number. N can be 0 and can be any other positive and negative real number, right? So f of x which is equal to 3x the power of 1/4, as we have seen before, all of them are power functions. Okay, power function, all of them are power functions because all satisfy the condition of or the definition of power function. Their coefficient is non-zero real number and their exponent is also real number. Therefore all of them are power functions. Now what a domain of the first function, a domain of domain 3x the power of 1/4 means 3 times the fourth root, all right, the fourth root of x. So the fourth root of x is always greater than or equal to 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Therefore, it is the domain of this function, domain of f, which is equal to from 0 to positive infinity. Okay, from 0 to positive infinity. And b domain of f. Domain of f is, we are asked to find domain in ranges, but before that, what is the range of the first function? Okay, range of f is equal to, what is the range? Look, since the domain is greater than or equal to 0, that means the possible value of x በx ቦታ 0 እና ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ስለምናስገባ 3ን በ0 እና ከ0 በበለጠ ቁጥር ስናባዛው 3 ሲባዛ 0 0 ነው። 3 ሲባዛ 1 3 ሲባዛ 2 6 እያለ 0 እና ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቫልዩ እናገኛለን። Okay, the corresponding value of the function is also greater than or equal to 0. Range of f is also from 0 to positive infinity. Okay, B domain domain of f. Look, minus 6x, it is a linear function. The domain in the range is always the set of all real number. Every linear function, the domain in the range of every linear function is the set of all real number, which is equal to the set of all real number, which is equal to range of f. See, same is true. See, domain of f, because it's also a linear function. F, which is equal to the set of all real number, which is equal to range of f. Okay, let me see. D 2x the power of 4 over 3. 2 times x the power of 4 over 3. Okay, 2x times 4 over 3. Now x is the power of 4 over 3 means the cubed root of x is the power of what? X is the power of 4. Okay, for every values of x, this is defined. Okay, the cubed root, the fifth root, ኢንዴክሱ ኦድ ከሆነ በሩት ውስጥ ምንም አይነት ቁጥር ፖዚቲቭ ቁጥር፣ ዜሮ፣ ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር ሊገባ ይችላል። ኢንዴክሱ ኢቭን ከሆነ ግን ስኩዌር ሩት፣ ፎርዝ ሩት ከሆነ፣ ሲክስ ሩት ከሆነ ምንድነው ማለት ነው? ኤክስ ዜሮን ከዜሮ በታች መሆን አይችልም፣ ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር መሆን አይችልም። ዛት ሚንስ ኤክስ ሁልጊዜ ዜሮ እና ከዜሮ የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ነው መሆን የሚችል። ኦድ ከሆነ ግን ኢንዴክሱ 1፣ 3፣ 5፣ 7 የመሳሰሉት ከሆነ ኢንዴክሱ ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር ዲፋይንድ ይሆናል። ኦኬ the cubed root of negative number is defined in the set of real number. Therefore the domain is the set of all real number. Okay, domain of f is the set of all real number. And again the range again, x is a power of 4. X is a power of 4 is always greater than or equal to 0 for every values of x. በኤክስ ቦታ ፈለጋችሁትን ቁጥር ብታስገቡ 0 እና ከ0 የሚበልጥ ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር ቢሆን x the power of 4 ፖዚቲቭ ነው የሚሆነው። ፖዚቲቭ ነው። 0 the power of 4 is 0. so ይሄ ቁጥር ሁሉ ጊዜ x the power of 4 x the power of 2 x the power of 6 exponent 2 even በሚሆንበት ጊዜ ሁሉ ጊዜ x the power of even number is greater than or equal to 0 እና ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ነው የሚሆነው። that means the range is greater than or equal to 0, right? range of f is equal to greater than or equal to 0 እና ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። okay, 3x is the power of minus 3 over 4. 3x is the power of minus 3 over 4. Okay, this means 3 times 1 over x is the power of 3 over 4. ኔጌቲቭ ኤክስፖነንቱን ወደ ፖዚቲቭ ኤክስፖነንት ለመቀየር 1 over ብለን እንጽፋለን። 1 over x is the power of 3 over 4, which means ይሄ ማለት 3 times 1 3 over x is the power of 3 over 4 means the fourth root of x cubed. Okay, now በx ቦታ fourth root ስለሆነ ቅድም እንደተነጋገርነው ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር አይገባም። Okay, ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር አይገባም። እንደገና ዲኖሚኔተር ስለሆነ 0 አይሆንም። Right, so in this case the value of x must be greater than what? Greater than 0 or equal to የሚለውን ትችዋለሁ። ለምን አሁን ዲኖሚኔተር ላይ ስለሆነ በ0 ስናስገባ 3 over 0 is undefined, therefore 0 does not included in our domain, right? ወይም 0 በዶሜናችን ውስጥ አትካተትም። እንደገና ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥሮችም አይካተቱም፣ ምክንያቱም fourth root ስለሆነ ኢንዴክሱ ኢቨን ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። therefore domain of this function, domain of f is equal to open interval 0 to positive infinity. ከፈለጋችሁ ደግሞ x such that x is an element of real number and x is greater than 0, where x is an element of real number, right? x is an element of real number. በዚህ መንገድ ማስቀመጥ እንችላለን ማለት ነው። what about range? range of f, look, range of f በx ቦታ የምናስገባው 0 እና ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ብቻ ስለሚሆን 3 over a positive number is always positive, therefore the range is also greater than 0 to positive infinity. Why? Such that y is greater than 0 and y is an element of real number, right? That's all. Okay, graphs of power functions. The general shape of the graph of power function f of x, which is equal to x to the power of n. This means f of x is equal to x to the power of n, all right? X to the power of n. The coefficient is 1 and the exponent is n. Now, we can categorize this function. We can classify this function depending on n, okay? Depending on the value of n. Now, the first condition, if n is even and positive, if n is even and positive, n even ሆኖ ፖዚቲቭ በሚሆንበት ጊዜ f of x which is equal to x to the power of n. አሁን n እቺ ነች ኤክስፖኔንታችን ኢቨን እና ፖዚቲቭ በምትሆንበት ጊዜ ግራፉ የዚህ አይነት ግራፍ ይሆናል, which is an upward parabola whose vertex is origin. እነማን ናቸው ኤግዛምፕሎቹ ማየት እንችላለን? x square, okay, x square, x to the power of 4, x to the power of 6, and so on. All this, they are positive and even, okay, 2, 4, 6, 8 exponent 2. ይህንን አንዱን ብቻ ማስታወስ በቂ ነው። ኳድራቲኩን x square የሚለውን it is a graph of quadratic function x square, which is, it is always an upward parabola and the vertex is the origin, okay? So አሁን ልክ እንደ x square, x to the power of 4, x to the power of 6, x to the power of 8, x to the power of 10, x to the power of 12 እያልን እንቀጥላለን። እነዚህ በሙሉ ተመሳሳይ ካራክተሪስቲክስ አላቸው ወይም አንድ አይነት ፕሮፐርቲ ወይም ባህሪ አላቸው ማለት ነው። ሁሉም ግራፋቸው የዚህ አይነት ነው ማለት ነው። okay? The graph is an upward parabola. የተወሰነ ልዩነት የሚኖራቸው አንዱ ከላይ አንዱ ከታች የሚሆኑበት ኬዝ ይኖራል። የመሳሰሉት ሆኖ ግን ሁሉም ተመሳሳይ ፕሮፐርቲ ያላቸው ፕሮፐርቲያቸውን አንድ ባንድ እናያለን ማለት ሲሜትሪክ ፕሮፐርቲ ሲሜትሪክ ኦኬ y axis x axis okay symmetric, they are symmetric with respect to the y axis እጥፋት ማለት ነው። ስናጥፈው ፓራቦላው ልክ ስናጥፈው የፓራቦላው በአንድ አይነት ቅርጽ እንዲታጠፍ እጥፋቱ የት ላይ መሆን አለበት? y axis ላይ መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። so the symmetric line or the symmetric axis is the y axis, okay, and it is an odd function, sorry, an even function. Even function ማለት ደግሞ f of x if f of minus x is equal to f of x የሚሆን ከሆነ f is even, okay, f is even function ለማለት f of minus x is equal to f of x የሚሆን ከሆነ ነው። ለምሳሌ x square እንውሰድ። x square ስንወስድ if f of x is equal to x square, f of minus x is equal to ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? በx ቦታ ማይነስን ስንተካ minus x the whole square ይሆናል። minus x the whole square negative 1 square ስናደርገው positive 1 ነው። so minus x the whole square እና x square እኩል ናቸው, which is f of x ማለት ነው። therefore f of minus x is equal to f of x ነው። x the power of 4 x the power of 6 ን ብትወስዱ ተመሳሳይ ናቸው። therefore it is symmetric with respect to the y axis ወይም symmetric ላይናችን y axis ነው። እንደገና ደግሞ even function ነው። even, okay, even because f of minus x is equal to f of x now. Graph contains, yeah, the point, this point is minus 1 and this one is 1, okay? So this point is minus 1 comma 1 and this is also 1 1, this is 1 and this one is 1. Again, this is the origin 0 0, right? 0 0. So these 3 points minus 1 1 0 0 1 1 are elements of the given function, okay, common elements. ሁሉም ፋንክሽኖች ላይ x squared ላይ x the power of 4 ላይ x the power of 6 ላይ እነኚህን ሶስቱን ፖይንቶች እናገኛቸዋለን ማለት ነው። okay, we have all these 3 points, and domain of R, we know that the domain of every quadratic function when the leading coefficient is greater than 0, it's an upward parabola, and the domain of every quadratic function is a set of ordinary number. So x square quadratic ስለሆነ domaination is a set of ordinary number ነው። x the power of 4, x the power of 6, x the power of 8 and so on. እነሱ ምን ይሆናሉ? ዶሜናቸው the set of ordinary number ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ሬንጃቸው 0 እና ከ0 በላይ ማለት the domain is a set of ordinary number and the range is greater than or equal to 0 because it is above y axis. Okay, it is completely above x axis. Okay, including the point 0 0. f of a times b is equal to f of a times f of b. If you take for example f of 4 ብንወስድ f of 3 times 2, this means f of 3 times 2, f of 6 ማለት ነው። f of 6 is equal to f of 3 times f of 2 ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለምሳሌ f of 6 ስንት ነው? x square ብንወስድ if we take x square, f of 6 ስንት ይሆናል? 6 square which is 36. Yes, 6 square is equal to f of 3. f of 3 means 3 square times f of 2 2 square. Now 6 square is 36 which is equal to 3 square 9, 9 times 2 square 4, 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, that means 36 is equal to 36. Simply f of ab means f of a times f of b. እዚህ ጋር common characteristics አቸው እነዚህ ናቸው። ፈተና ላይ which one of the following is false about a power function f of x is equal to x the power of 4, x the power of 6, x the power of 8 የሚል ጥያቄ ይጠይቃል። common problem. Which one of the following is false? አሁን ትሩ ምንድነው? It is symmetric with respect to y axis 1. Again, the domain of all these functions are the set of ordinary number, and the range is greater than or equal to 0, and also f of ab is equal to f of a times f of b minus 1 1 0 0 1 1 are elements of all this function. common element ናቸው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለፋንክሽናችን minus 1 1 0 0 and 1 1 are common elements, and again the function is even function because f of minus x is equal to f of x. ከነዚህ ውስጥ አንዱ ከነኝ ውጭ የሆነ ነገር ከመጣ መልስ አይሆንም ማለት ነው። ብዙ ጊዜ which one of the following is false about the given functions? The power functions may be f of x which is equal to x the power of 4, x the power of 6 and so on. Condition 2, f of x is equal to x the power of n now. f of x which is equal to x is the power of n, that means f of x is equal to, it may be x where n is odd and n is positive. ቅድም ፖዚቲቭ እና ኢቨን ያየ ነው። አሁን ደግሞ ኤክስፖነንቱ ኦድ እና ፖዚቲቭ ቅድም ኢቨን እና ፖዚቲቭ ነው። አሁን ደግሞ ኦድ እና ፖዚቲቭ, that means x the power of 1, okay, x the power of 3, x the power of 5, yes, x the power of 7 and so on. Okay, all these functions, x the power of 3, x the power of 5, x the power of 7, x the power of 9, x the power of 11 and so on, all these have the same characteristics. They have common characteristics. Okay, and their graph looks like this one from top right to left bottom. It is a curve. Okay, it is a curve from what? From top right to left bottom. Okay, from top right to left bottom they do have such a characteristics. The graph looks like this one, and then let me see the properties. All right, what is the property? 1 1 0 0 minus 1 is their common point. The domain and the range is a set of all real number. Okay, the domain and the set. If you take any vertical line and horizontal line, the graph crosses function at a point. That means the domain is a set of all real number. And if you take horizontal line, it touches at a point. That means the range is a set of all real number. The domain is a set of all real number, and the range is a set of all real number. And they do have common characteristics. The graph looks like this one from top right to left bottom. Okay, አስረኛ ክፍል ላይ ፖሊኖሚያል ፋንክሽን ዲግሪ ኦድ የሆኑ ግራፎችን ብታስታውሱ ከሆነ ወይም ኤክስ ኪዩብን ብታስታውሱ ከሆነ ግራፉ የዚህ አይነት ግራፍ ነው ማለት ነው። ኦኬ Now symmetry. What is symmetry? Symmetric with respect to the origin, okay, not the y-axis. Symmetric with respect to the origin, it is an odd function, okay, odd. Symmetric with respect to the origin, the domain and the range is the set of all real number, and it contains the point -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Symmetry. F is an odd function, yes, because if a function if f of minus x is equal to the negative of f of x, means this implies that f is odd. F is odd function, okay? F is odd function, but if f of minus x is equal to f of x ከሆነ ደግሞ even function ነው, but this one is odd, so x cubed minus x cubed ማለት this is equal to minus x cubed, okay? f of minus x ነው ይሄ f of minus x is equal to በx ቦታ minus x ስንጠቃ minus x cubed which is equal to minus x cubed which is f of x, okay? The negative of x cubed means f of x. Thus f is what? F is odd. It is not function, okay? X to the power of 3, x to the power of 5, x to the power of 7, all are odd function. Symmetric with respect to the origin, yes, symmetric with respect to the origin. Graph contains the point -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Domain, the set of all real number, and the range is also the set of all real number, okay? Next, if n is even and the graph if n is even and graph of f of x which is equal to 1 over x to the power of n, okay? f of x is equal to 1 over x to the power of n, okay? Like this, 1 over x to the power of n, where n is even, okay? When n is even, yeah, where n is even. ይሄ በነገራችን ላይ በሌላ አገላለጽ ይሄ እንደዚህ ይጻፋል x to the power of minus n ብለን መጻፍ እንችላለን ማለት ነው። this means ኤግዛምፕሎቻችን እነማን ናቸው ማለት ነው? x n even ነው፣ ሁለትን እንተካለን -2 ማለት ነው። x to the power of -4 x to the power of -6 and so on, okay? እነኚህ ደግሞ አንድ ግሩፕ ውስጥ ይገኛሉ ወይም they do have the same characteristics, okay? We can categorize on the same class, okay? So እነኚህ ደግሞ እንደምታዩቸው the graph looks like this one, okay? The graph looks like here it is a graph, and the domain ይሄ ማለት for example x to the power of -2 ብንወስድ x to the power of -2 which is equal to 1 over x square ማለት ነው፣ okay? እዛ ጋር እንደገለጽኩላችሁ ይሄ ማለት ደግሞ 1 over the square root of x 1 over x square, okay? 1 over x square. Now we know that for every values of x x square is always greater than or equal to 0, okay? በx ቦታ ፖዚቲቭ ቁጥር 0 እና ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር ብታስገቡ always greater than or equal to 0. That means the square of negative number is always positive, okay? The square of 0 is 0, the square of positive is positive. Therefore ይሄ ቁጥር ሁሉ ጊዜ ፖዚቲቭ ነው፣ ነን ኔጋቲቭ ሪል ነምበር ነው ማለት ነው፣ okay? ማንኛውም ቁጥር ስኩዌር ሲሆን ኔጋቲቭ መሆን ስለማይችል so again the domain 1 over x 0 መሆን አይችልም ምክንያቱም 1 over 0 is undefined, okay? 1 over 0 is undefined, so ይሄ ዶሜናችን ምንድነው ማለት x is greater than 0 ይሆናል። the domain of the function is x greater than 0, so the domain of all this function is greater than 0. domain of f is domain of f which is equal to 0 to positive infinity, okay? Or simply x such that x is greater than 0 የሚል ዶሜን ይኖረናል። range of f which is equal to አሁን ደግሞ እዚህ ጋር ስትመለከቱ የታችኛው ቁጥር ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ነው always, yes? so 1 over positive number ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር መሆን ስለማይችል ሬንጁም ከ0 የሚበልጥ ቁጥር ይሆናል ማለት ነው። from 0 to positive infinity or y such that y is greater than 0. Domain is greater than 0, range is greater than 0, it is an even function, symmetric line, y-axis is symmetric line, or the line x is equal to 0 or y-axis is a symmetric line, and it is an even function. Symmetric even function, it is an even function, okay? Even symmetric about y-axis, and the point contains minus 1 1 and 1 1, okay? Because the graph looks like this one. This is minus 1 1 and this point is 1 1. So all function contains these 2 points, minus 1 1 and 1 1. Again, the domain of the domain ነበር ያልነው the domain በኤክስ ቦታ የፈለግነውን ቁጥር ማስገባት እንችላለን። x square is always greater than or equal to 0. therefore ይሄ ቁጥር መሆን የማይችለው ማን ብቻ ነው? 0 ነው። 1 over ኔጌቲቭ x ኔጌቲቭ ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ፖዚቲቭ ሊሆን ይችላል፣ 0 ሊሆን ይችላል። ዶሜናችን the set of all real number without 0 ነው። እዚህ ጋር ሶሪ f is the set of all real number, okay? The set of all real number without 0. And but the range ግን ከ0 ይሄ ቁጥር ሁሉ ጊዜ x ስኩዌር ቅድም እንደነገርኳችሁ ፖዚቲቭ ስለሆነ 1 over positive is positive ኔጋቲቭ ቁጥር መሆን አይችልም። በx ቦታ ግን ፈለግነውን ቁጥር ማስገባት እንችላለን ከ0 ውጪ ማለት ነው። ለምን 1 over 0 undefined ነው የሚሆነው። 1 over -3 ብታደርጉ -3 ስኩዌር 9 1 over 9 የሚል ታገኛላችሁ። በኤክስ ቦታ ኔጌቲቭ ቁጥር ስታስገቡ ፋንክሽኑ ቫልዩ ግን ምንድነው? ፖዚቲቭ ቫልዩ ነው የሚኖረው። ሬንጁ ፖዚቲቭ ይሆናል። ዶሜኑ ግን the set of all real number except 0 እንላለን። so the domain is the set of all real number except 0 and the range is positive። ይሄ እዚህ ጋር አጻጻፉ ልክ አይደለም። ሬንጁ from 0 to positive infinity ነው። ይሄን አስተካክሉት። 0, to infinity or y such that y is greater than 0 የሚል ሬንጃችን በዚህ መንገድ ይስተካከል። ኦኬ the next condition 4 n is odd and then f of x is equal to 1 over x is the power of n where n is odd. This means 1 over this means x is the power of minus n ማለት ነው። n odd ሲሆን x is the power of minus 3, x is the power of minus 5, x is the power of minus 7 and so on. x is the power of minus 7 እነኚህ ደግሞ በአንድ ካታጎሪ ውስጥ እናገኛቸዋለን። that means they do have the same characteristics, common characteristics አላቸው ማለት ነው። እና ከመጀመሪያው ስንጀምር እዚህ ጋር x is the power of minus 1 ኦኬ ይሄ ማለት x is the power of minus 1, x is the power of minus 3, x is the power of minus 5 ማለት ነው። ኦኬ እነኚህ ናቸው። ለምሳሌ x is the power of minus 3 ሶስት x is the power of minus 3 means x is the power of minus 3 is equal to 1 over x is the power of 3 ማለት ነው። አሁን በx ቦታ የፈለግነውን ቁጥር ማስገባት እንችላለን ከ0 ውጭ ኦኬ x can be an element of every real number without 0. this is our domain። ለምን 1 over 0 cubed is 0, 1 over 0 is undefined, so 0 is out of our domain ኦኬ 0 ከዶሜናችን ውጭ ነች። በx ቦታ ኔጋቲቭ ቁጥር ማስገባት እንችላለን፣ ፖዚቲቭ ቁጥር ማስገባት እንችላለን the set of all real number። ነገር ግን ሬንጃችን ግን ምንድነው የሚሆነው? 1 over negative is negative, 1 over positive is positive. Again range ደግሞ y is also the range is also every real number okay without 0. so the domain and the range is a set of all real number without 0, symmetric with respect to the origin okay symmetric with respect to the origin and it's odd okay this is domain and this is range. It is symmetric with respect to symmetric the origin symmetrical origin okay with respect to the origin symmetric is the origin and it's odd because f of minus x is equal to f of minus x which is equal to f of minus x is equal to minus 1 over x cubed which is equal to እዚህ ጋር ነው ማይነሱ minus 1 over x cubed so this means minus 1 over x cubed ይሆናል which is equal to minus of f of f of x. Therefore, it is odd. It is odd and symmetric with respect to the origin, the domain, and the range is a set of all real number except 0. Okay. Oh yeah, symmetric. It is odd function, symmetric about the origin. The graph contains the point -1, -1, and 1, 1, because the graph looks like x, y, and the graph looks like this one. Okay. This is a point 1, 1, and this one is a point -1, -1. Okay, good. Condition 5. X is a power of f of x is equal to x is a power of m over n. Okay, where n is even. Okay, n is even, n should be even. This means, what about m? M is odd. M is odd and n is even. For example, you can take x is a power of በm ቦታ ኦድ ነው አንድን መውሰድ ትችላላችሁ። በn ቦታ ደግሞ even ሁለትን መውሰድ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። x is a power of 1 over 2, x is a power of 3 over 2, x is a power of 5 over 4, and so on. Anyways, even odd over even ይሆናል ማለት ነው። x is a power of 3 over 2 እንውሰድ። x is a power of 3 over 2 ከወሰድን x is a power of 3 over 2 is equal to, this means the square root of x the power of 3 ማለት ነው። this means ይሄ x cubed must be greater than what? Greater than or equal to 0 ማለት ነው። that means x must be greater than or equal to 0 ዶሜናችን ማለት ነው። x means the domain. The value of x means domain, okay, and the possible value of y is range. Now x is greater than or equal to 0, that means domain is greater than or equal to 0. What about the range? Since x cubed is this value, x cubed is greater than or equal to 0, the functional value is also greater than or equal to 0. That means y is also greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, both domain and range are greater than or equal to 0. And it has no symmetric line. Okay, the graph has no symmetric line, but it has no symmetric line. The domain is greater than 0, the range is greater than 0, and it contains the point only 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1. It contains the point only 1, 1. Not symmetric. Yes, the graph passes through 0, 0 and 1, 1. Yes. Okay, x, y. In 1, 1. This is 0, 0. Okay. ለምንድን ነው 0, 0? ሌሎች ፖይንቶች ኮመን ፖይንት አይደለም። ኦኬ ኖት ኔሰሰሪሊ ለሁሉም ግራፎች ቅድም እንዳየነው x is a power of odd over x is a power of odd over even, x is a power of 3 over 2, x is a power of 5 over 4, and so ለመሳሰል ለሁሉም እነኚህን ፖይንቶች ማለፍ ግዴታ ይሆናል። ግራፎቹን እርስ በርሳቸው ኮምፔር እናድርግ ካል አሁን ሌላ ግራፍ ከወሰድን look this one እንደዚህ ሊሆን ይችላል። ሌላ ግራፍ መውሰድ እንችላለን። so anyways ሶስቱም ግራፎች ወይም ሁሉም ግራፎች በአንድና 0 ኮመን ፖይንትስ ይሆናል። ነገር ግን ዶሜናቸው ፖዚቲቭ ሪል ነምበር ነው ግሬተር ዛን ኢኳል ቱ 0 ነው ወይም ነን ኔጋቲቭ ሪል ነምበር ነው። ሬንጁም ነን ኔጋቲቭ ሪል ነምበር ነው። the graph passes through 0, 0, 1, 1 and the domain is non negative real number and the range is also non negative real number. That means 0 and positive real number. It is an increasing function. Yes, it is an increasing function. When the value of x increases, the corresponding value of the graph also increases. That means as x goes to infinity, the corresponding value of the function also goes to infinity. That means the function is increasing. Okay, this is all for today. በሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ የቀሪዎቹን 5 ኮንዲሽኖች እናያለን። ዛሬ 5ቱን ኮንዲሽኖች ፓወር ፋንክሽን አይተናል። ቀሪዎቹን 5 ኮንዲሽኖች በሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ እንመለከታለን። ማትረሱት ነገር ግን የቴሌግራም ቻናላችን እየገባችሁ ኮመንት ማድረጋችሁን አስተያየት መስጠታችሁን እንዳታቋርጡ። በተረፈ እስካሁን አብሬያችሁ የቆየሁት እሸቱ ነኝ። በሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ እስከምንገናኝ ሰላም ሁኑ።